out of any ownership that they have. I think everything Peter said on my podcast was true. But as you and I have discussed, LVP is probably not going to let him, she's not going to let him make that announcement. I'm sure it's going to be done very quietly in the future. She's focused on Vegas. But yeah, I mean, that TMZ report says that a pilot was shot. I've heard a season has been greenlit. And then the other thing is they say coming back this fall, so within a month or two, that Pump Rules with the entire current cast, your Lala, your Sheena, your Brock, your Tom and Tom, Ariana is going to be filming. So I think
one more season, right? Wrap it up.
Do you think this is it? One more season?
That's what they say. I have a couple of, let's reverse the bus.
Yeah. Okay.
Just a second. Couple of things, you really boots on the ground over there. You're really like spending your lunches at SIR. You're driving down from your house, having a goat cheese ball for lunch. You're really like our boots on the ground. Well, yeah, I believe everything, Peter said on your podcast was true and what you revealed at the live show. A couple of things. Are these hot people? Like, I want hot. I want, remember Jax back in the day? He was hot. Remember that shit?
No, I think they're hot. They're young and hot. I've mostly seen the women. I will say I've mostly seen 3 specific female servers and bartenders that work there, all very good looking. I don't know about the guys.
Okay. Because remember, listen, and everyone's great now. Everyone looks great. But remember back in the day, they were like a size -0. They were taking, remember those little things? They were like barely a skirt. There was no, this was like, I want to see that. I want it. I want the real staff of SIR. As far as a working title, I assume Vanderpump Rules, The Next Generation. I think that's a pretty good title. No?
Yeah. VPR Next Gen. That'd be pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah.
Now back up to some other stuff you said there. Why is Miss I like Rachel Leviss. I like her. But why is she sitting over there behind the microphone? Why is she defending Peter? Because people don't defend people for no reason. Now, I'm not defending anyone here. Everyone hates me and I'm all blocked and shit. Except Sutton and Kathy, the only 2 that can't. But why is Rachel Leviss, who she called a starter pony to Peter, why is she all of a sudden saying, oh, Peter's right, and it's a rebrand and LVP's lying? Why?
Well, by the way, I think we are well liked by the Vanderpump Rules cast, with the exception of obviously Katie and Ariana hate me because of my something about her review. But you have a good relationship with Billy Lee. My God, we've met Tom and Tom multiple times. I've talked to Joe a couple of times. We've, obviously with Peter, we kind of know that cast. It's not that out there. Lala's been on your show. You and
many
Lala.
times. You know what it is? You want to know what I think it is?
What's that?
I'm being really serious because I think that the youngins, and I'm using the term loosely, but I think the younger ones, all the people you just mentioned, they just understand this is the business. And one day you say something bad and then it's something good. I think it's these older housewives that it's their last chance at anything. Because you're right. Tom isn't mad at us. Schwartz, and no one's really mad at us. Ariana blocked me, and you basically stood outside their establishment and called for it to be shut down and banned by the Board of Health. But short of that, speaking of which, I wonder if
a crappy review. That was it. Look, here's you bring up Rachel. I will say this. I've also heard from people, and now I will put this out there, okay? Almost the entire cast of Vanderpump Rules now has had a podcast or attempted a podcast, okay? A lot of them have stopped. Tom Sandoval's is now gone. I don't even know what Billy Lee's was. She was just on your show, so I was hoping you could get to the bottom of that. I think there were 5 episodes out. We've never seen it again. I don't know.
Are you criticizing my Billy Lee?
I love Billy Lee, but that was a heck of a launch for what? I don't know what happened there. Lala's is going strong.
Very.
Kristen Doty has one that goes strong. Stassi's is obviously just did a big deal with Dear Media. Anyhow,
Mr. Taylor's doing well.
Mr.
Jackson Britt.
But I'll say this, I think it's like the Vicki thing. From what I have heard, Rachel's podcast is not going particularly well anymore. And so she's dabbling in getting back into the drama. And I think that's why you heard her mention Peter. And Peter has no love lost towards Vanderpump. We know this publicly because they would not pay him to be on last season. They wanted him to show up, film scenes for free. A $1 billion NBC franchise. Okay. So Peter has no love loss. Neither does Rachel. She's not going to be back on. Well, I don't know. Maybe she could be back on.
You know what it is? Like, I know she's suing blah, 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 but she's suing Tom and Ariana, which, by the way, she could still, the contract doesn't get null and void because you can still sue someone for something criminal. She's not suing for anything civil. So you can't argue that she's not there because of the contract and you can't sue someone else. That's civil. Defamation. You can't sue someone for something. You can sue someone for something criminal still. Like Heather Gay and Von Tessie. But here's my thing. I'm just asking for a friend. If this is where you are, and the podcast is having a moment where it's not doing so great, unless you talk about Vanderpump Rules. If you took our fucking course and paid the goddamn money, we could have fucking told you that. We could have actually said to you, here's your game plan. Just like we would have told Vicki Gunvalson, here's your game plan. But humor me this. Why then are you not there? Why? I mean, it's too late. The ship has sailed. I understand that you thought you could have a podcast that wasn't about Vanderpump Rules. No offense to Rachel. I like her. That doesn't work. It just doesn't work. You don't have it doesn't work. I mean, it's to say you don't have an identity outside of the show is that's kind of harsh. But like, you and I have more of a future in podcasting because we are analyzing the show. You can't have a future in podcasting just by being fabulous. There's something, we're good at our job, but we are doing a job. That's the difference. We're not just like, I'm so fabulous. Everyone listens to me because I'm David. Believe it or not, that's not what I think. You listen to me because I fucking work.
Well, I think she chose a path, right? She chose to go to some sort of mental health facility. And so she picked that lane. There's been a lot of rumors out there as to why she didn't come back. Money, was the big one. She wanted equal billing to Sandoval and Ariana. And, I have no idea why they wouldn't do that. I would think her story was as compelling, but maybe they didn't. So I think it was a multitude of things. And she ultimately wanted to step back for her mental health, I thought was kind of the answer. So maybe she did that and it just didn't pan out. And to your point, maybe the ship has sailed to come back. I don't know. Don't you think they would have her back if they're filming this fall? Don't you think there's a chance that maybe she's strategically talking because she is going to come back and now she's going to get back into the messiness